20,000 is a number for you. You get my point. Pick a number and get after it because your listings will sell. You realize that's commission dollars. That's commission dollars that's not being cashed.
What I've been doing is going through, because I don't have any listings right now, they're all pending. I've been going through everyone that I know that's thinking about selling them next year and saying, hey, let's get your home on the market now.
Well, that was
Because it could change again.
Yep.
This was going to be the absolute. We had this
If you're
conversation in
waiting
the car.
till summer, it might not be there.
Okay, first of all, I mean, absolutely. First of all, we know that summertime is the worst time to put your house on the market in the entire year, outside of maybe the week of Christmas.
Because
It
there's
still
so
sells.
much competition.
But number two, what a great lead gen time, right? You have your pipeline, right? You know your listings that are coming for the rest of the year. Christina, I'm assuming you're probably the same way. You know what homes are going on. There's no reason to not come for contribution and say, look, I know that we're scheduled to go in the market in April. We have this many homes on the market. Here's my total market overview. Here's what I know is happening. Guys, choose to do what you want to do. I'm fine with that. Understand that I'm not doing a good job as your professional expert if I don't tell you that conditions are right for selling right now. Now you make an informed decision, but I'm going to give you the facts. What happens when you have that phone conversation?
Sometimes they get people who are getting ready to get their home on the market now and the next
Sure,
couple of
you might
weeks
get a
that
listing on now that has a better, could sell quickly and in a better fashion. What else?
You're giving them information and getting them excited.
And more importantly, you're becoming the market expert. You're always establishing that with your clients. And when you become the market expert, what do people do? They tell their neighbors and their friends about you because you're the expert.
Well, and if they have somebody that's thinking about selling and they run into them, well, Lindsay just called me yesterday and you should call her tomorrow.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a million different messages. Remember, this goes back to strategic and critical thinking in your business, right? Always be thinking strategically and critically. Don't just look at your pipeline and say, well, I know I have a listing coming in April. I mean, that's great. Don't get me wrong. I love that you guys have pipeline business. But don't just look at it and say, okay, that's my March, that's my April, that's my May, June, July. Look at it and go, how can I get 3 different wins from this list of business, right? Reinforce yourself as the market expert, potentially drive more referrals, possibly get the house on a market and do better in the selling of it than you would in the summertime. So think about those things in a real strategic fashion. Don't just look at it as a pipeline business. Get the information out there to your database. We are always low in January inventory, right? We always know this. Everybody's prepared for it. It's our seasonal shift. What does it feel like this January compared to last January?
I was just talking to my coach yesterday comparing January 2012 to January this year.
That sounds so weird. It's the first time I've said comparing January 2012 to January 2000, sorry, year shift.
So it's, everything's triple.
How fast? Tell me more.
The number of buyers that I have, the number of listing contacts, like people coming in the pipeline, even commission quote in January compared to last January. And then what's going to be the pipeline for the next 2 months.
This is the time where if you just act like a real estate agent, you're going to miss a gold mine of opportunity. But if you act like a business owner and you think you can get a huge return on your investment. Does that make sense?
I sent out an email to my database and I said, I need your help. And I went in and I said, here's what's going on in the market. There's no inventory. If you know anyone's thinking of selling, please give me a call. And then I gave them a list of like 6 different houses that I specifically had buyers looking for. And I actually had, a lot of people didn't have anything, but I had probably 12 contacts back from that email. Right. And usually you send an email, people, you might get 1 or 2.
Yeah, well, it's strengthening the relationship. What's the goal of lead generation? Remember, what are the 3 goals? Get a referral, sell them a house, or sell their house, or strengthen their relationship. All 3 are equally as important. Some have immediate impact, some don't. Again, it goes back to the market expert, right? When you're reinforcing who you are in their life as the expert who knows what's going on, you have no idea what kids' soccer game they're going to be sitting at next to the parent for all. I mean, has anybody else ever pulled an all-dayer at the Dome or somewhere, watching the kids? You talk about something with the people in the stands. And your information may be right on the top of their mind, which may lead to you just don't know.
Yeah, I got an email from a sub-by owner today because one of my clients forwarded my email to her. She emailed me and said, hey, this might meet your criteria number 6.
Sure, absolutely. Here's the thing. How many times in a week, Joe, do we sit there and someone comes across us, an agent, and says, oh my gosh, you'll never guess, it worked. Dave, we were just talking about this walking out to the car the other night on a different topic, but the same thing, lead generation. When you were sharing with me about doing your business building lead generation. Share that story if you don't mind with you.
I'm not really sure I want to disclose it because if people start doing that, they'll have so much success, they'll muddy up the water and then all the third KW person that's coming to my business in the last. But anyway, it works, folks. Just go out and
We'll work with your preferred vendors.
My script, I just walk into any business. Or just walk in and say, hi, I'm Dave Brown with Keller Williams Realty. I'm on a mission today to get 3 referrals, similar to the one we do in Bold, you know. You know, that's looking to buy a home, sell them, invest real estate, call it. I'm so sorry, I just don't know anybody. Or they do. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I walked into a law office, and I got the lady that comes out, you know, the receptionist, and she says, I introduced myself, give her my card. She says, well, could you wait in the conference room for a minute? And I said, well, yeah, sure.
This is
no
TSA,
problem.
what happened?
So I'm waiting there, and she comes in a minute and says, do you do commercial as well as residential? And I go, no, I dabble in commercial, mostly residential. She sort of comes back and says, can you come back tomorrow at 10 o'clock? And I said, well, sure. And she says, well, you won't believe this, but my boss just told me to call a realtor because she wants to buy a building for her small house in downtown for her office and a condo that she can, you know, a residence that she wants. So she has like 2 potential purchases. And so fast forward, I met the next day, went great, got her to sign a buyer's rep and ARAC, and I showed him a couple of places already, and looks like somewhere around 7 to 1.2 mil altogether by the time we're done. From walking in cold.
I mean, but here's
Yeah.
the thing. I'm going to go back to our first meeting of the year and put on, you know, tough trainer hat and say there's no excuses, right? You have to put people in your database. There's no shortcut. There's no easy fix. You don't get to go on OptiFast and lose 100 pounds in a week and it works. There's no magic pill, no magic bullet, no nothing, right? You have to do it. If that means you have to go walk into businesses, you go work at bridals, it doesn't matter what you do, you just have to get creative and do it, right? And so, anyone who says, well, I can't, or I don't know how, or where am I going to, my response right now is, that's an excuse. Find a way. Find something you're really great at, something you excel. You know, Dave, to pick on Dave for a minute, you know, Dave could sell, you know, ketchup to a tomato farmer. Dave has this, he walks in, he is personable, he's charismatic, he's warm, he's got a trusting demeanor, he's very professional, he's well put together. So when he walks into a business, he looks, by the way, like a businessman. It's a good natural fit for Dave. I'm not saying that His is the right way,
Or
his
the
is
only way.
a way.
Yeah.
It's a way. Find your way that works for you, you know? But do the work. And if you're adding contacts, I mean, if you're adding 5 to 10 to your database a week, that's phenomenal. Even if you didn't get the referrals,
Exactly.
that's a huge win in and of itself. You look as though you're thinking something.
No, I was just thinking it's a total excuse to go, oh, you can't find business right now.
It's just an excuse.
Mike Carter, I saw that.
Oh,
Mike's
Mike
back.
Carter.
I'll tell you a story on myself. So I was in, I forget, someplace. And I go around the corner, I have my card, the guy says, hey, come on, Mike, we just spent 3 days in Costco, don't you remember? I said, and I'm thinking, oh my God. I said, did you get the email I sent you? And I'm thinking, did I send him an email? I says, I'm gonna write your email today, something must have gone wrong, let me send you one today. Because you can really feel stupid sometimes if you don't follow up with what they give you.
Because you may see him again in a couple of, it is
yeah.
acreage, you know.
You know what's pretty fun? We have a new licensee, Chris Thomas, and the guy is just pounding the phones, and all he's doing is working Craigslist. And his scripts, I'd say it if he was sitting right here, are not really great. He's brand new, and he's just asking the questions. The kid has already gotten a listing for $210,000. He had a listing appointment with a fourplex for $400,000 and has a couple of buyers that have come out of it. He's been in the game for 10 days. You're just making excuses if you're not doing the work, right? And what we're going to see is who wants it more is going to show up. That's all
Well,
it's
because
going
the
to
market's getting squeezed, and let's bring it full circle. The listings, it's gonna become very competitive to get the listings.
Yep.
Which means, which objection handlers are you gonna have to get brushed up on real quick? Commission dollars? Because that's the first thing that goes, right?
Your
You got
UPP.
3 agents vying for a listing because there's hardly any out there to get. Well, I'll cut